Mesdames et messieurs, puisque les systèmes hybrides, énergétiques et environnementaux ne peuvent plus être pensés séparément, dans un monde confronté à la préservation des ressources naturelles, l'innovation technologique, le développement complexe systémique, l'intervention autour de trois axes majeurs, reflétant les avancées significatives enregistrées dans ces domaines au niveau de la région orientale, et que le point de départ soit l'autre, que le créateur exalté soit-il, a fait source de tout. Mesdames et messieurs, je tiens à souligner que cette thématique figure parmi les priorités stratégiques de sa majesté de Rome VI du racisme, qui accorde depuis son accession au trône de ses églises concepts et l'attention constante à la préservation et à la prévention des ressources. Dans une vision prospective visant à garantir la sécurité économique du royaume comme pour les générations actuelles et futures. Mesdames et messieurs, la question de la sécurité dans la région orientale constitue aujourd'hui une préoccupation pressante et un enjeu partagé. Et grâce à la vision clairvoyante de Sa Majesté le Roi, et grâce aux efforts déployés dans le cadre du programme national d'approvisionnement en eau potable et d'irrigation de l'hiver 2027, la région orientale a pu assurer la pérennité de l'alimentation de l'eau potable pour la population pour la mobilisation active des ressources en eau à travers la construction des barrages, la réalisation des forages profonds, l'extension des réseaux hydrauliques ainsi que le partage des eaux souterraines. Dans ce cadre, je tiens à souligner que dans une optique de résilience, de durabilité, la région s'engage résolument dans une stratégie de diversification des ressources. Celle-ci repose notamment sur la réutilisation des eaux usées traitées, le dessalement de l'eau de mer et des eaux sauvages, tout en explorant des solutions technologiques innovantes dans le domaine de la gestion de l'eau. À ce titre, la région orientale connaîtra dans le pétier les plus proches la réalisation de la station de dessalement de capacité de production de 350 millions de mètres cubes par an. Parallèlement, une attention particulière est portée à la promotion des cultures agricoles résilientes à la sécheresse, dans le but d'assurer la sécurité alimentaire tout en optimisant l'utilisation des ressources. En ce qui concerne l'énergie, il convient de souligner qu'en raison de la vision éclairée de Sa Majesté le Roi Mohamed VI, qui Dieu le préserve, le Royaume du Maroc a initié à réaliser des avances significatives dans la transition énergétique et l'adoption des énergies renouvelables. Puissant ainsi parmi les leaders mondiaux dans ce domaine, cela se confirme notamment par la décision le 8 mai 2017 du prix de la personnalité visionnaire en matière d'efficacité énergétique par le Forum mondial de l'efficacité énergétique à Sa Majesté le Roi, ce qui reflète l'attention particulière de Sa Majesté accorde à cette question. En effet, cet intérêt se manifeste non seulement par la renouvellement des capacités du Maroc en matière d'énergie renouvelable à travers des projets majeurs tels que les centrales solaires, les parcs éoliens et les stations hydroélectriques, mais également par la volonté de Sa Majesté d'intégrer des mesures d'efficacité énergétique dans le cadre de son modèle de développement socio-économique dans tous les secteurs stratégiques de l'économie nationale. Dans le cadre de cette dynamique, et en complément de la convention signée entre l'Agence marocaine d'efficacité énergétique et le Conseil de la région orientale pour l'élaboration d'un plan régional d'efficacité énergétique et de décarbonation, je tiens à rappeler que la ville de Saidia a eu l'honneur d'accueillir le 23 octobre 2023 un atelier de sensibilisation consacré à ce sujet. Cet atelier revêt une importance considérable non seulement en tant qu'opportunité pour les acteurs de la région de discuter des dernières avancées en matière d'efficacité énergétique, mais aussi comme un moment propice pour échanger des expériences réussies et développer des modèles énergétiques efficaces pour commencer une gestion rationnelle et optimisée des ressources énergétiques. Afin de faire face à la dégradation de l'environnement résultant de l'essor économique et social appelé le pays, le Royaume du Maroc s'est engagé lors du dernier décennie dans un processus de réhabilitation et de préservation de l'environnement, ainsi d'intégration du développement durable dans sa politique de développement au niveau de tous les domaines. Cet engagement est une application concrète des votes royales qui s'est traduit par l'adoption de la loi 4/99/12 portant sur la Charte nationale de l'environnement et du développement durable visant le renforcement de la gouvernance environnementale et le renforcement de la protection et la préservation des ressources et des milieux et des milieux naturels, de la biodiversité et du patrimoine culturel et prévenir et lutter contre les pollutions et les nuisances. Parallèlement, la région a entamé des études en vue d'élaborer un plan régional de gestion des déchets qui d'une part de vulnérabilité des côtes marocaines aux risques naturels et à la pollution marine accidentelle au niveau de la région orientale. Mesdames et messieurs, néanmoins, les efforts déployés en vue de garantir un développement durable, nous sommes tous invités à repenser le modèle de développement, promouvoir les énergies renouvelables, garantir un accès équitable à l'eau, protéger les écosystèmes et assurer un avenir viable pour les générations futures. Je ne saurais terminer sur mon ouverture sans requérir les plus vifs remerciements à l'ensemble des participants et à tous pour honorer cette conférence de votre présence que nous espérons qu'il y ait couronné de succès. Nous vous encourageons enfin à profiter pleinement de cette conférence pour échanger des idées.
Sorry that Wali of the region, Mr. Khatib, and we have received very warm welcome from this region, and I'm really proud to say that what I like when I'm coming here is that every year we can see really a big progress in development of infrastructure, in studies, in industry. So this is something that is making me very happy and proud for this region, and that's why we also have here a representative of the president of the Oriental region, my good friend Aladdin Verkoui, who is also professor at the University of France.
Thank you, Lauren. It was really important to us, as you said, that the representative of Mr. Williams will be with us here today to show this institutional support. And this is really important to us for the conference, for all the community, to work all together, and everything related to sustainability regarding water, energy, and environment. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm representing now the Regional Council, and it's a great pleasure and great honor for me to welcome you to the city of Saidia for the first African edition of the SDEWES conference. This is an important moment for us. International regarding focus on sustainable development of energy, water, and environment systems. Not only it confirms our commitment to sustainability, but also strengthens the position of the Oriental region as a hub for scientific cooperation, innovation, and green transition. We are particularly proud to see Africa take its place in this global conversation with voice from the continent, leading and shaping discussion on the future of our planet. This is not just a conference, it is a powerful symbol of decentralized action, of territorial leadership, and of the value of bringing science closer to the community. As a regional council, we are firmly engaged in advancing policies that support the energy transition, water resource protection, circular economy, and environmental resilience, not only through planning, but also by supporting research, local innovation, and education. We salute the efforts of our academic institutions, especially the University of Premier, with the president here present with us, Mr. Zagour, as well as our national and international partners for making this conference a reality, especially after years of planning, perseverance, and the global pandemic. Let this be the first of many. Let this moment inspire strong cooperation between researchers, territories, and decision makers. And above all, that this conference generates ideas and partnerships that have real and lasting impact on the ground here in the Oriental region, across Africa and beyond. I wish you all successful, enriching, and inspiring conference. And welcome to Saidia, welcome to the Oriental region, welcome to this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Aladdin, for the now I would like to invite the rector of the university, first from the which is the main responsible for this conference, the chairman of the conference. So, Professor Sindatul, please come and give us something. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, dear colleagues and participants, it is both an honor and a profound pleasure to welcome you all to the first edition of the SDEWES conference here in Saidia, a city of sun, sea, and today sustainability. This event is not just a conference. It's the fruit of more than 2 decades of research cooperation, mutual trust, and shared vision between our institutions, between University first and Zagreb University. Thank you to Professor Levin who started working together from 2008. We shared experiences, we shared research, we have same problems that have been ignored and solved. We have the same challenges. 20 years working together. Thank you, Madam. Thank you to the President of the University of Zagreb, and thank you to your team. Thank you very much. And shared vision between our institutions and a most extraordinary network of scholars, in particular Professor Levin Hughes, whose dedication and collaborative spirit have helped shape this initiative from the very beginning. What began as academic exchange over 20 years ago has grown into a strong and lasting partnership, one that has now given birth to this historic gathering, bringing studies to Africa. So Africa has long been a dream, and today, thanks to the commitment of many, that dream becomes reality. But as we celebrate this achievement, I also wish to take a moment as rector and on behalf of the Antwerp University community to pay tribute to the remarkable researchers we have lost along the way. A special truth goes to Professor Jerry Penish, a pioneer in sustainable process integration of energy system. His groundbreaking work and generous mentorship shaped the field and left a lasting legacy that continues to inspire. We also bow our heads in union to Professor Idris, a brilliant and passionate young researcher from our own community, whose son Hassan left us in shock and sadness. Idris represented the future form of energy insight and political excellence. We honor them both today, not only in the works, but by continuing the work we believe in advancing science, fostering collaboration, and striving for a more sustainable world. We are aware that no first initiative is perfect, but we see this conference as a foundation, one that we will strengthen and improve with each future edition. What matters most is that we have started together. To all our guests, thank you for being part of this moment. To our African colleagues, this is your platform, your voice, your time. And to the global SDEWES community, welcome to Africa. May this be the beginning of a powerful new chapter. On behalf of our university, I wish you all productive and enriching and memorable conference. Thank you, and once again, welcome to Saidia and to the SDEWES Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Zatulu, for the nice introduction and the welcome. Now, as we heard, there will be no this conference without cooperation and networking, but also without the support of the International Center for Sustainable Development of Energy, Water, and Environment Systems and the organizing committees of this conference. And one of the committee of this conference is our International Scientific Committee. But also successful special sessions, published editorials, and other things related to the conference. So I would like to invite Professor Nevin, who is co-chair of the International Scientific Committee, just to say a few words.
Thank you, Gordon. In 1983 was my first visit to Morocco, and I immediately fell in love with it, with its magical souks and royal cities, with its very hospitable people, beautiful landscapes, and I was coming back during studying. And then, of course, life takes you somewhere else, and when the opportunity came to start cooperation in 2008 with Université Mohamed Premier, with Professor Yassin and then his PhD student, Professor Aladin, I took it very gladly because it was an opportunity to come back to this beautiful country. And we had a long cooperation in which students and professors were coming to Zagreb, and our students and professors were coming to Oujda. And with this cooperation, finally, after a long time ago, idea of Professor Yassin to organize SDEWES in Saidia, new generation, Professor Goran finally and Professor Aladin finally managed to do that. So I'm very happy to be here today. In 2002, when we started the SDEWES conference series, we had a completely different view of sustainability issues. One thing we understood is that it cannot be solved from only one professional side. Not mechanical engineers, no electrical engineers, no chemical engineers. We have to bring people together and try to solve it together. Because these problems are too complicated. We have to have different views on energy transition, decarbonization of energy, mitigation of climate change, and also very important, the waste problem, which is now becoming very serious. And it has become a very successful model. The conference is growing. We are finally at the African continent. I have very big hopes for Africa, because it's going to be the most populated continent in future, with its human and natural resources. I think we will have, in the end, very sustainable development. But the pathway to there is very difficult. So we need knowledge to make it cheaper, to make it more sustainable, to make it less environmentally damaging, and to make it better for our people. That is important questions, and that's the point of this conference. Also, for young researchers, it's important to publish. So this conference has developed a system of publishing papers in journals, which is important for the researchers, but also for the global community, which has to get information about the research, about the research problems and how you solve them. So with these words, I would like to welcome you all to the first African conference, and I hope that this SDEWES conference will be fruitful to you. Thank you.
And now we'll invite myself to the speech. So, as a co-chair, one of the co-chairs of this conference, I would like to give you just overview how this was organized and just some numbers of the participation. So, first of all, I hope you safely came here in this lovely city, lovely region. And as Nevin said, it's hard not to love this country and this continent. It's really, really nice, and this is something that is driving us for the future. So, as all of you are aware, this conference is the result of many previous conferences on the sustainable development of energy, water, and the environment system, and it is organized by University of Zagreb, Faculty of Mechanical Engineering and Architecture, by the Institute Superior Technical from Lisbon and Mohammed First University. Also, we have executive organizers, which is led by the International Center of Sustainable Development of Water, Energy, Environment Systems. I must say that we are very thankful to our sponsors, which are now University Mohammed Premier and Oujda, and I hope you can read all these letters, maybe not the lowest one, but when you try to learn them, you will see that there is really big history here, and there is lots to learn. Also, we are part of the Emerge project, which is Horizon Europe funded project by the European Union about green modeling of Africa, energy modeling of Africa, which is a project that is led by the University of Zagreb, but we have a partnership from Mohammed Premier University, and also we have a nice special session organized here by Dr. Nikola Matak and Professor Smart Zuber from University of Mohammed Premier. So they are supporting us, and we are really thankful for all the support that we received. So this conference is also a result of cooperation and their support. Now, just some numbers. So we have 135 participants, both on site and online. So this conference is also a hybrid conference, which means that we are running in parallel, and you can also follow us online for some lectures, and but also all papers need to be presented there. We are coming from 30 countries, for 70 cities, and more than 80 universities, which is quite a remarkable number. And you can see that we started from maybe the closest part of Africa to Europe, and that we attracted the most participants from European Union, but also from other parts of the world. And I'm proud to say that we managed to get 22 papers with the first authors coming from the African continent, which is for the first conference quite good results. Let's try to make it more in the future. And here are the flags that are maybe representing all of our countries, but those are just covers. But as Professor Yasin said, we have the same vision to make this planet sustainable, and this is the vision that is driving us in the future. So also, maybe this will be the participants of the next World Cup in Morocco 2030, but let's hope to see these flags again. So we are here with the SDEWES conference series, as you heard from Professor Zurich. It started in 2002, and we have until now organized 19 conferences for this series, main one, but we are also represented in Latin America, and we have here also a member of SC, Felipe Pedro, coming from Chile. They managed to organize a successful conference. So we have Asia Pacific conferences series, also Southeast European conferences, which started in 2014, and this is something that makes us proud, because we are promoting sustainable development in all these places, and we are providing places for discussing sustainability and sustainable development. And as Professor Druid said, we are proud to publish, to make these papers published in more than 3,378 papers. So we are followed by many many known journals in the world, and this is something that makes conference really known in the world, and this is something that we are trying to, what we are proud of, that our special issues in all these journals, many of them are more cited than regular papers, and they are really nice papers that are in special issues that are among the most seen and cited papers in this journal. So this is something that makes conference one of the best in the world for the sustainable development. Of course, when you have sources to many good papers and publications, we are started our own journal, and Professor Naren Dujic is editor-in-chief of the Journal of Sustainable Development of Energy, Water and Environment Systems, which is online journal, open access, started in 2013, and it's indexed in many of the known databases, and the current impact factor for 2023 is 2.1, but we hope now it will be increased when the new results are coming. So I have to say that this year we also started two new journals in our SDEWES series, so we will be invited to publish the papers in these journals. And as you know, we are hybrid conference, and that's why we ask you to upload all of your presentations online, but later on you will hear also the rules for participation, which means that all on-site presentations should be delivered. So from now on, you are able to register for the online conference, and you can start to discuss papers and from ask, comment, what is requested, that the authors of the papers are obliged to respond, and this is something that also qualify you for the future steps. You can also follow us on online conference for the panels and market lectures. So please join us online, and here we can also make certain contribution, especially for the participants that were not able to come to Morocco. We have strict publishing rules, but maybe you will be introduced to them at the end of the conference, but please follow all the instructions that you received, which means that you need to be here on time and for your presentations, but also you need to make all the other requests that are required for the papers to be published. And now, I would like to invite our secretary of the conference, Professor Emeritus Zvonimir Buzovic from University of Zagreb, Faculty of Mechanical Engineering and Naval Architecture, to officially open the conference.
Dear colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome all of you to the first African Conference on Sustainable Development of Energy, Water and Environment Systems. The SDEWES family is constantly growing. In addition to the traditional governing SDEWES conference since 2002, we also have in the 2014 Latin American Conference since 2018 Asia Pacific Conference since 2020, and from this year the African Conference. This is excellent and points to the importance of the conference, especially when we remember the recent catastrophic phenomena that are direct consequence of global warming, numerous major fires, hurricanes, major floods, and
side of the world. Problems with warm water, of rivers and seas, etc. The role of the African Trade Conference is of particular importance, considering that Africa is the second largest continent, currently with a population of 1.5 billion people. This indicates even more the need for sustainable development in the field of energy, water, and the environment system as a condition for the continuous development of Africa without separating the sustainability of the planet on the way to achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. Finally, I'm sure that you will enjoy not only the technical presentation and the available certificate discussion, but also the local hospitality, food culture, and sightseeing of beautiful Saidia, Oujda, and Morocco. I wish all of us a successful conference. Thank you very much for coming and for your attention. Yes. The first African conference is open.
Now I would like to invite Nan for the first introductory speech on energy transition of Africa, unexpected advantages, but maybe also unexpected journey, because Professor Neven Dujic came here by his electric vehicle from Croatia, which proved that it's feasible and that electrical vehicles work, and you can come easily to this. Not maybe easy, but you can say something about it. Thank you, Professor Dujic.
I will. Well, coming to Saidia was easy part. I'm planning to go to SDEWES and to see all the royal cities on the way and take some of the participants with me. So I hope it will work. But there are challenges. So Africa is showing quite an interesting potential, but we know we have problems in Africa. So this is an interesting title from The Economist. It shows that some countries are increasing their solar potential very quickly. Like Pakistan, Lebanon, and South Africa invested a lot in solar panels because they have grid problems. They have lack of electricity because their grid doesn't work. And this is something we can see in South Africa, which is mainly coal-based. And because this is not producing electricity all the time, there are shortages of electricity, and then people start importing solar panels. So people find solutions. And it's now becoming cheaper to have your own power plant on the roof of your industrial installation together with batteries than to import electricity or produce it from diesel generators. And if you cannot produce because there is no electricity, this is an issue. But it's not only in those countries that have problems. It's in most African countries we can see an explosion of solar panels being imported, which means most probably being installed. Why is that so? It's also because of the cost. The solar panels are now cheaper electricity that you can have. And also, not only being cheap and getting even cheaper, it's scalable. This is important. You can build 1 gigawatt power plant, or you can build 5 kilowatt or 1 kilowatt or 10 watt power plant on your roof. So it's good for everybody, from a small village in Africa without any electricity connection to a big factory that needs electricity. It's fast to build. You can do it in a few months, maybe a year, compared to traditional, conventional power plants. Growing economies, and African economies are growing quickly. They need power quickly. They don't have time to wait. Seasonal insolation variation in Africa is small, so during all year there is more or less similar amount of solar energy. This is very different from Europe. In Croatia, it's a 7 times difference between summer and winter. So we can't do it so easily like you. There is a lot of space available, but there is a problem. Sun does not shine 24 hours a day. So we have to solve that. There is an interesting paper from Christian Breyer from La Peranta University of Technology. I think it's like 5-6 years ago, where he shows that with the price, where the price of technology is going, most important technology for power production in Africa will be solar. It doesn't mean there will be no wind, hydro, and other technologies, geothermal, etc. Yes, there will be, but the main source of electricity in the future, in 2050, will be solar. So what about this problem? And this problem is already appearing. We can see it on the case of Western Australia. If you put more solar, that means this solar is covering the demand of the day. And more solar, less and less conventional power you need during the day. You still need it during the night. And this is called duck curve because it looks like a duck. And this is a problem because we are going to have excess of solar. You see that the curve is cut at 0, the purple curve, in 2030, but it's now happening even faster. So we will have free electricity during the day, but no electricity in the evening and night. We have to solve that. So some countries are already solving it. We have, since 2012, already one very small country that is basically 100% solar, Tokelau. It's 2,000 people. Solar batteries. Cook Islands, Lebanon. Why Lebanon is so advanced? Well, they have very difficult political situation. There is no power most of the time, so people buy PV, and they resolve their problem with PV. So 34% of electricity is coming from PV. Yemen, another such country, 20%. But then we have, interestingly, the African leader is Congo with 14%. Again, a difficult country. So in difficult countries, poor countries, solar is coming before an well-organized countries. This is interesting, but it's understandable because if you need electricity, then you go for solar if there are no other options. If the system is providing you with electricity, then it goes slower. Namibia, 13%, Eritrea, 12%, Morocco is at 6%. So we have different countries, and everything that is above the green line is difficult to integrate. You need batteries, so you need some kind of methodology. So let's look how California is doing that. California has, we have seen 16% of solar electricity. So this is a duck curve, you can see it. Well, they invest a lot in batteries. And batteries, the red part, deliver electricity when it's most expensive, in the evening, when people spend the most of electricity. The batteries are becoming cheap enough that solar battery systems are actually cheaper than nuclear, cheaper than gas, cheaper than coal, cheaper than most other options. We are going towards this as a solution. Why? Battery prices are falling very quickly. And the new chemistries are coming. For stationary batteries, we're probably going to use sodium batteries. which are very cheap compared to lithium batteries and are not constrained by amount of lithium available. Lithium is good for mobile users because it's small. It's the smallest packing metal that we have. But for stationary use, it doesn't have to be lithium. And also, if there is a problem with cobalt in Congo, we move to lithium iron phosphate batteries, and phosphate is coming from Morocco, for example. These LFP batteries are becoming the most important one, and most of the growth now is in LFP batteries. But anyway, whichever material will be constrained for some time, we'll have some other material. So battery prices will fall with the massification of production of the use of that. We still have this problem of intermittency of solar and also wind, and we have many options how to solve it. We will need better grid connections. In Europe, that's a very important solution. In Africa, it's more difficult because African continent is huge. So the cost of grid connections between countries is higher, but it has its advantages, both for balancing power, but also for possible export. We will need to flexibilize existing thermal power plants because we need them for some time. We need markets to make it cheap as possible. We will need demand response and integration of power, heating, cooling, transport, water, industry systems into something where we call smart energy systems of power to X. And of course, we need dedicated electricity storage, like batteries. If we look at the smoothening by the grid connection, it's huge. This is the case of Europe. The pale blue line is variations of wind production in a small country like Netherlands, and the black line is a continental variation. So wind becomes actually baseload on the continental level because there is always somewhere wind blowing on a continental level. Cycling thermal power plants is not a problem. These are German coal power plants. They're turning off and on twice a day. It's, of course, an interesting engineering problem, but it can be solved. We are now starting to cycle nuclear power plants. This will become even more important in 10, 20 years when most of electricity will be renewable. So baseload and the variable renewables don't go well together. And variable renewables, even with batteries, is much cheaper than nuclear. So the markets are needed in order to make things cheaper. And at some hours, electricity is becoming very cheap. So when electricity is costing less than 20 euros per megawatt hour, 200 dirham per megawatt hour, that means, at least in Europe, that it's cheaper than biomass on a heating value. So electrification of cooking is something that we could start considering as a solution, which is a very big problem in developing world. We are also going to have lots of free electricity on this market. So this free electricity and the number of hours is growing in different regions with high penetration of solar and wind. This free electricity can be used to, for example, charge your car, if you have an electric car. And I wanted to prove that it's perfectly okay to come to Morocco with electric car. So I've driven 3,000 kilometers. I used 600 kilowatt hours of electricity and paid on fast Tesla charges 250 euros for that. That's cheaper than petrol or diesel. But of course, it's not cheaper than airplanes because airplanes are subsidized. But there are charges everywhere. In Saidia, I think there are 4 chargers. So it's not a problem. There are chargers all the way to Layun, I think. Then after that, it gets scarce. So we have to think how to make next conference in, let's say, Ouagadougou, and so I can come with Tesla there. It is slower to travel with electric car than with normal car. If you let the computer in the car optimize your travel, it is 10% slower. If you're optimizing, you will spend too much time eating good food on the way, so it will take more time. Electric cars are coming. Last year, 16% of global sales of cars were electric. What is interestingly happening now in Africa, they are finally coming to Africa. Ethiopia has banned imports of internal combustion cars last year because they understand that for Ethiopia it's much better to have electric cars. Why? Well, they have lots of renewable power, so they don't have to import oil. They don't have oil. If you have oil, no problem. But if you don't have oil, why would you want to be dependent on importing oil if you have domestic electricity? There is another thing which is important. Electric cars are very simple. So it's easy to build them anywhere. You can basically build them from scratch anywhere. Batteries are a little bit more difficult. And of course, computer, which is the most important part, is more difficult, but the car is very simple, very few rotating parts. So you don't really need a complicated industry to do that. So I think that we will be seeing more and more electric cars in Africa. And of course, in the beginning, it will be difficult to use it. But let's say you have a home, a house, and you need a car mostly for city driving. You charge it at home on a simple plug. That one is perfectly good. And you drive it very cheaply if the electricity price is low, or if you have your solar panel on the roof. So why wouldn't you do it? They're still expensive electric cars, but probably in a year or two, the price will come very low. China is increasing production very quickly, and the prices are falling. So we will be seeing quite a lot of electric cars. I hope mine is not the last one coming to Saidia. But we have a problem. Let's imagine an extreme situation. In the case of Austria, everybody has electric car. Everybody comes home at 5 p.m. and everybody plugs into the charger. And everybody has a 7-kilowatt charger at home. That would be 28 gigawatt, which is double the installed capacity of Austria. So that is not something we want to have. We will need smart charging. How do we implement smart charging? Easily. We need dynamic retail price. The price of electricity that changes on hourly or 15 minutes basis, and your app on your mobile phone knows that and decides when to charge your car. You don't have to decide anything. It's the artificial intelligence or just a simple algorithm decides based on the cost of charging. So with that, we have solved the problem. So for example, if you have dynamic tariff for the electricity at home, that means that your energy part of the price is changing on hourly basis or 15 minutes basis based on the market price. And the car decides when it's cheap to charge. And of course, electricity will be cheap when there are a lot of wind and solar. What about hydrogen? Hydrogen is future. We all know it because we can't decarbonize everything without hydrogen. But in order to have competitive hydrogen, we need to have cheap electrolyzers, around $350 per kilowatt, and we have cheap electricity. So we will have cheap electricity due to solar and wind or renewables in some number of hours, probably 3,000 hours or 3,500. So if you go solar wind, the amount of hours will be higher. So it makes sense to go also with quite a lot of wind in Morocco if you want to become exporter of hydrogen. Because the price of hydrogen depends very much on the number of hours electrolyzer is used. But how to export this hydrogen? Because this is the idea. Morocco has, and Africa has a lot of area, and it's a potential to export it. Could be hydrogen by pipelines, not by boats. Could be ammonia. You can produce ammonia and export it by ships. Methanol, fertilizers, fuels, chemicals. But for these, you need carbon. And then we have a problem where to get carbon in desert country. There is no trees. We can't cut trees to get carbon. So I will come back to this problem. What about power to water? Well, PV plus batteries is now cheaper than diesel fuel, for example. So we can cheaply store water. Maybe we can have flexible desalinizers, maybe not. But if we use batteries, then it will still be quite cheaper than the fuel. So we had worked on, I have worked on strategy of Cabo Verde, energy strategy in 2002, and we came with the idea that linking wind with desalination would actually make most of electricity renewable in Cabo Verde and also water renewable in Cabo Verde. So this is a research done more than 20 years ago. It's still not implemented, but it is coming. Its time is coming. And then there is an interesting paper again by Breyer, a relatively recent paper about Egypt, that shows that desalination of water, massive desalination of water in Egypt could bring a reforestation of these red areas of desert. So if you're relatively close to the sea, maybe up to 100 kilometers, it would actually be viable to use desalination from cheap renewables and reforest areas. You get forest. In between forest, you get agricultural land because it's not that dry anymore. You get enough water to irrigate agricultural land, and you get carbon for methanol, chemical products, fertilizers, etc. So this is something that we have to research more. But I think Africa, with its human and natural resources, is a real future of sustainable development. And we have to help it. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Dujic, for a nice introductory note. Let's hope this will come true sooner than your strategy for Capo Verde. And now we would like to proceed with the program, and I would like to invite President of our award committee, Professor Natasha Markovska from National Academy of Science from North Macedonia. Natasha, please take her role.
Thank you, esteemed guests and participants. It is a privilege and an honor to extend a warm welcome to all of you to the award session of the first African SDEWES conference. In this session, we come together to celebrate the remarkable achievements of authors within the SDEWES community. Today, we will recognize and honor the authors of the 3 best papers. This session promises to be a momentous occasion where we will acknowledge the outstanding work and dedication of our community members. Thank you for joining us, and let us proceed with the celebrations. Few words for the award. The Best Paper Award is a prestigious recognition presented to the authors of the top 3 papers. The selection process involved 2 phases. In the first phase, each member of the award committee selects their 2 favorite papers from the pool of all archival submissions. This resulted in a short list of 13 papers, which proceeded to the second phase for detailed evaluation by the committee members. The final ranking was determined based on the average scores assigned during the individual evaluation. And the winners of the Best Paper Award will receive certificates from SDEWES, but also a book authored by a member of the SDEWES International Scientific Committee. And let me also introduce the members of the award committee. Professor Felipe Feo from Pontificia University Católica de Valparaíso, Chile. Dr. Josephine Laila, University of the Witwatersrand, South Africa. Professor Musa Musan from United Arab Emirates. Professor Antonio Piacentino, University of Palermo, Italy. Professor Inge Stadler, Cologne University of Applied Sciences, Germany. Professor Alexander Zidanšek, Institute Josef Stefan, Slovenia. And Professor Sma Zhugar Mohammed, First University, Morocco. All these dedicated professionals played a crucial role in the rigorous evaluation process to identify our exceptional papers. Now, without further delay, let us proceed to unveil and celebrate the outstanding authors of the 3 winning papers. The 3rd Best Paper Award goes to the paper titled Practical Implementation of Inventor Control in PLL dedicated to grid synchronization in renewable energy systems. This contribution is recognized for its practical relevance and simplicity in addressing grid synchronization challenges in renewable energy systems. Also, it offers a clear comparison with state-of-the-art approaches and outlines promising directions for future improvements. We are particularly pleased to recognize that the first author, Saoula Yahoui, is a female researcher from Morocco, contributing to the diversity and excellence we value in our SDEWES community. Congratulations to the authors on this well-deserved recognition. And The book, Solar Energy Engineering, Processes and Systems, by Professors Soteris Caligirou, will go to the author team as a well-deserved recognition. I hope the first author, Saula, is with us today, and I would like to invite her to the stage to receive the award and address the audience.
Hello everyone, I'm so honored to receive this award. It means a lot to me and encourages me to continue my research and do better. I would like to thank all organizers of this conference, this great conference, my university, Mohammed First University, and my research team, and everyone who supports me to be here. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm pleased to announce one of the two top-ranked papers which shares the first and second best paper award. This paper, developed by a research team based in Finland, is titled Energy and Economic Leapfrogging: Strategic Pathways for Sustainable Energy Industry Transitions in East Africa, with a focus on Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda's emerging economies. The study presents a robust techno-economic analysis showing how East African countries can achieve cost-effective industrial development by adopting renewable energy storage and power-to-X technologies. It makes a strong case for leapfrogging traditional fossil-based systems and positioning the region as a potential exporter of green e-fuels and e-chemicals. Congratulations to the first author, Ayobami Solomon Aweyo, and the co-authors for this outstanding contribution. The esteemed authors of this remarkable paper will be awarded with a valuable book co-authored by Professor Jerzy Klemeš and Professor Peter Varbanov, Sustainability in the Process Industry, Integration and Optimization. I would like to invite Ayobami, the first author of this paper, to the stage to share some words with the audience and receive his well-deserved award.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to be here today, and I want to say a big thank you to the organizers. This is my second time of seeing Professor Nadine, and it's with a great pleasure. I want to say thank you to all the organizers, and I would want to actually dedicate this award to my supervisor and Kristen Breyer for hard work over the past 10 years. I've been working on African energy transition. It's been rigorous work, but I'm happy that we have the first African SDEWES, and here up here in Morocco. Thank you so much, everyone.
Finally, the second paper sharing the top score in this year's evaluation comes from China. The paper is titled Deep Learning-Based Scheduling Optimization of Wind Hydrogen Energy Storage System on Energy Islands. This innovative study focuses on integrated energy systems for offshore islands, combining offshore wind, power, hydrogen production, and storage. Using the Zhoushan Islands as a case study, the authors apply advanced deep learning models and multi-objective optimization to enhance system stability and also economic performance. The results highlight how intelligent forecasting and scheduling can significantly improve energy management and support sustainable island development. I'm pleased to recognize that the first author, Qingjia Wu, is a female researcher, an encouraging sign of growing gender representation in advanced energy system research. Congratulations to Qingjia and her co-authors for this remarkable contribution. And the award, the book Renewable Energy Systems, a smart energy system approach to the choice and modeling of 100% renewable solutions by Professor Henrik Lund, will be presented to the author team as a well-deserved recognition of their work. Now I would like to invite the presenting author, Bohong Wang, to the stage to receive the award.
Thank you very much for the best paper selecting community. It is my great honor, and I'm very happy to come here to have this award. And also, thanks for all the authors. They did a very good job. Also, very thanks for the SDEWES conference. I have attended this conference for several times, and I think it's a very good platform for young researchers to learn, share, and discuss with the best experts in the world to get more knowledge about energy system. And so I'm very happy to have this award. Thank you very much.
Finally, I would like to highlight that we have achieved commendable geographical representation among our award recipients. The first authors of the winning papers come from 3 different continents, Africa, Asia, and Europe, showcasing the diversity and international reach of our community. Additionally, 2 of the first authors are female researchers, demonstrating a commendable gender balance also, and further enhancing the role of women in sustainable development science. As we conclude this award session, on behalf of the award committee, all SDEWES members, and myself personally, I extend our heartfelt congratulations to all the awardees. Let us all join in a round of applause to celebrate their success. Furthermore, I invite all awardees and the present members of the award committee to come to the stage for a joint photo. Please come to the stage. And with this, I officially close the award session. Thank you all for your participation. Or maybe at the end. Awardees and the other members of the committee.
Thank you, Natasha, for a very nice organized award session. Now, I would like just to say a few rules on participation in a SDEWES conference. As you heard from Professor Nevenduic, if the system do not follow the rules, it will collapse. And this is that's why it's important to follow rules on this conference, because we will collapse if we don't follow the rules. So the first rule is to wear your name tag everywhere, because it enters to coffee breaks, to lunches, to social events, and all other things. So everything is related to this name tag. So please wear it all around you, or you will be asked to, remove it, to take it, or yeah. So please wear it all the time. Then what I would like to say, we have 16 parallel sessions, which means that we are quite tough organized, and everything is running in parallel, which means that all sessions should start on time. All papers should be presented on time, because people would like to switch the sessions and go from one room to the other room. So I would like to ask the chairs of the sessions to be strict, and if someone don't show up on the session, which means you need to wait for 20 minutes, but use these 20 minutes then for discussion, etc. So all of these who will not present their papers will be excluded from the final program, which means that they will not be invited for the special issues, and this is something that we are strict about. Then for the social event, please give your passport number if you didn't provide it, so we need it, and so after this session you should give it, and this it. And then we have also two panels and 3 invited lectures, so please come here and follow it. And for every question you can ask the local organizing committee, who are in charge of running this conference. So after this session, I also invite all of you for the group photo. It will be in front of the hotel, so just follow the local organizing committee. And now, at the end, I would really like to thank you, the local organizing committee, with in charge of Professor Hasan Zobrud, and other colleagues from Croatia, from Marco, Andrea, Anna Maria, Katarina, who are making this conference. And also I would like to thank our chair and co-chair, Yasin Zarholu Professor, and Professor Aladin Barkui, for making this conference. So please, now I would like to welcome you all again, and the conference will proceed with the group photo. And then we have a coffee break, invited lecture, and then parallel lunch and parallel sessions. Thank you.